Hey guys, how are you today? Everybody doing good? I hope so. Uh, Today's kind of a special day for me because today I have a new book out in the world uh, today. And that book is, here it is, In the Woods, written by me and illustrated so fantastically by Rob Dunleavy. I mean, look at that raccoon. Isn't that great? This book is another in the series of the poetry books published by Candlewick Press. This is the fifth one in the series. On the farm, in the wild, in the sea, on the wing, in the past, dinosaurs. We'll look at that one sometime. And now, in the woods. And this one is kind of special to me, guys, because I have seen almost every single one of these animals in my backyard or very near my backyard, including the bear and the moose. I mean, don't forget, I live in New Hampshire. There are a lot of woods around here. In fact, just all I have to do is walk outside my back door, and in less than a block, I can be in the woods. Well, I thought I would read a couple of these just so you get the idea of it. I'm so pleased with it, how it turned out. Look what a great job Rob Dunleavy did. The opossum. Your rattish snout, your naked tail, dragging on the woodland trail, you're not a classic beauty. You bump along the woodland track, your baby's clinging to your back. There's beauty too, in duty. Let's look at one more. Rob Dunleavy is an illustrator who really knows how to tell a story in a single picture. And here's what I mean by that. Look at what's happening. That dog had better be careful. Here's the poem. Give the skunk a lot of room, unless you care for strong perfume. And then in the back of the book, there's some information about each of the animals. Let's see what it says about the skunk. Skunks have poor eyesight, which is why cars are such a danger to them and why we see so many of them by the side of the road. Generally, a skunk produces enough scent for 5 or 6 healthy sprays. Who knew? Once the scent is depleted, it takes about 10 days to produce the next batch. So the next time you see a skunk, hope that it sprayed someone else. Oh, because it will take it another 10 days before it could spray you. Have you ever been sprayed by a skunk, or your dog has been, or your pet? It's not good. In the Woods, out today. And teachers and parents, as I say, this is the 5th in the series, and Candlewick has produced a really beautiful teacher's guide. And there are a lot of activities that go along with those books. Vocabulary activities, even some math activities. And if you go to my website, davidelliottbooks.com, I can send you that. This book is not included, but you can use the exact same exercise for any of the books. Not included because it's brand new. Okay, well, we had better see what's happening with Evangeline. Luckily, she is out of Mudd's Manor. Yesterday, she got 20 or 30 injections in her arm and elsewhere as she prepares to go to Icky Nasty. Chapter 12. Shivers and shakes. We'll spend the night in my house and leave for Icky Nasty first thing tomorrow morning, said Dr. Pickaflea as the two got back into the little black car. I hope you don't have acrophobia, my dear. Evangeline wasn't sure what acrophobia was. Whatever it was, She hoped it didn't require another injection. You mean when your mouth gets all foamy and you run around in circles and try to bite people? She asked. She tried hard to recall the last time she had bitten someone. Luckily, she couldn't recall a single time. Oh, you are thinking of hydrophobia, my dear, said Dr. Pickaflea. Acrophobia is completely different. Acrophobia is the fear of high places. I live in a tree house, you know. And what a tree house it was. Evangeline had never seen anything like it. Built not in one tree, but in a group of 3 ancient beeches that looked as if they had grown together since the beginning of time. Dr. Pickaflea's house was a fantastic combination of architecture and nature. Each room was on a different level and was connected to the others by a series of walkways and narrow, winding steps. But Evangeline soon discovered that you could also get from room to room by swinging on the countless ropes that Dr. Pickaflea had placed strategically in the trees. Oh, you certainly are your parents' daughter, marveled Dr. Pickaflea. I've never seen a human brachiate quite so well. Evangeline grabbed the rope that dangled in front of her and did a double flip. She went to bed early that night, though I suppose I should say that she went to hammock, because that, in fact, was what she was sleeping in. The hammock, which was woven from twine, was tied at one end to a support built especially for it, and at the other end to a large branch that intersected the room. Rest well, Dr. Pickaflea said, as she rubbed noses with the girls and gently rocked the hammock. Tomorrow is a big day. But before Dr. Pickaflea had finished her sentence, Evangeline was already asleep. For the first night in weeks, she didn't dream she was in a cage at Melvin Mudd's mink ranch. When she awoke the next morning, the sun was already shining, dappling her room in a marvelous display of shadow and light. She could hear the trills and songs of hundreds of birds. Today, the birds seemed to be singing, today is someday. Now, those of you who have spent time in a hammock know that a hammock and a bed have nothing whatever in common. No, a hammock and a bed are as different from each other as your cranky Uncle Morton is from your naughty Cousin Eddie. For a bed is a stodgy old thing with all feet on the floor, while a hammock is a free spirit known the world over as a practical joker. That is why, when Evangeline swung her legs over the side of the hammock, just the way she would have done if she had been in her bed at Mudd's Manor, she found herself sprawled face down on the floor, with the hammock swinging merrily above her. The hammock had tipped her out. But she didn't care. She didn't care at all. It was exciting. It was exciting to wake up in a tree house. It was even exciting to get toppled by a hammock. So exciting, Evangeline decided, that I think I'll do it again. She was working her way back into the hammock when Dr. Pickaflea knocked softly on the door. Evangeline, dear, she said, are you awake? Come down for breakfast. The plane is waiting for us. The plane? The girl asked. You didn't think we were going to swim to Ekinasti, did you? Dr. Pickaflea chuckled. Evangeline tried to get both feet on the floor, but before she could, the hammock whirled her around like a jump rope, going double dutch. Finally, her head spinning, she threw on her clothes and swung down to the kitchen. Evangeline hadn't been aware of anyone else's presence in the treehouse, which is why it was very surprising when Dr. Pickaflea stopped cooking breakfast to make a formal introduction. Evangeline, she said, meet Pansy. Pansy, this is Evangeline. Evangeline looked across the table, where she had been about to take a seat, to find a young, golden-haired ape. The ape appeared to be about 6 or 7 months old and bore the same quizzical expression that Evangeline had seen so many times in her mother's drawings. Pansy stood up on the chair in which she had been eating a banana and gave a little bow. Evangeline did the best she could by curtsying. Pansy is from Ekinasti, explained Dr. Pickaflea, an orphan. Her parents were, well, let's just say that some friends found her starving in the jungle and brought her here. An immediate tenderness swept over the girl. After all, she was an orphan too. Kind of, anyway. It's very nice to meet you, Pansy, Evangeline said, hoping that this was the proper way to talk to an ape. Pansy pulled out the chair next to hers and by pointing to it with her lips, indicated to Evangeline that she should sit there. Throughout breakfast, Evangeline remained silent, eating her banana porridge and listening to the words of the song that Dr. Pickafley sang as she puttered about the kitchen. In old Icky Nasty, I have to admit, the jungles are jumping with spiders who spit. They'll find you and blind you, lickety-split, then have you for dinner, caboodle and kit. Swing-a-ling, 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 oh. Swing-a-ling, 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 oh. Swing-a-ling, 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 oh. Let the breezy breezes blow. In old Icky Nasty, mosquitoes and snakes, they'll give you the quivers, the shivers and shakes. Your skin will come off in hideous flakes, but you'll be all right if you've got what it takes. Swing-a-ling, 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 oh. Swing-a-ling, 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 oh. Swing-a-ling, 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 oh. Let the breezy breezes blow. By the time the song was done, Pansy had moved over into the girl's lap. But as happy as this made Evangeline, the words to the second verse of the song kept repeating themselves over and over again. Is it true, she wondered? Is it true that you'll be all right if you've got what it takes? And do I have what it takes, whatever it is? Do I, Evangeline Mudd, have what it takes? There was, of course, no way of knowing. She would have to wait until she actually got to Icky Nasty to find out. Well, getting closer and closer. Let's take a look at that treehouse. Oh, wouldn't you like to go there? Wouldn't you like to go there and sleep in a hammock? I would. Even though I have a little bit of acrophobia. Remember that? Fear of high places. And look who it is. It's Pansy. Well, we'll probably see more of Pansy later on. I think that's it. Well, at the end of the chapter, Evangeline was wondering if she has what it takes. We'll find out. You might wonder that too about yourself right now. Do you have what it takes to get through this period of quarantine when you can't see your friends and you're in the house all day long, probably? I'll bet you do. I'll bet you do have what it takes. We'll find out, right? Okay, guys, think good thoughts today. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye.